Hello YouTube, Daniel Carmi 305 here with my next big redstone project, and as you can see by the sign, my fourth redstone project, TicTacToe board. And it's all fully automated by redstone, and it's designed to be user friendly as opposed to engineer friendly, and it has lots of different options, and this is where you play, and that's obviously the display. A single dot in the middle basically means it's an empty space and it's ready for use. This switch here is the automatic turn change, and what that means is after somebody places their piece, or X and O, it will automatically switch to the next person's turn. This display here, this light is for an O's turn, and this light means X's turn. This button will manually change the turn for whatever reason you want, or if you're starting a new game and you want to start as whoever you want. And this resets the board. Since it's already reset, it doesn't do anything, but when you're playing, I'll show you how it works. So automatic turn change down is on, so right now it's on, and I'll show you how it works. Let's say we want to start with X, so we'll set that to X, and since it's automatically, we'll choose the center. We'll get an X in the center, and this will change to O. So let's say I want to go over here on that piece, the middle right. Click the middle right. We'll get an O in the middle right, which looks more like a diamond, whatever, and it goes back to X's turn. So let's just play a game. X's turn, so X will go there. O will go there. X will go... Well, I could win now, but let me just show you how they all work. There. And now I double trapped O. So let's say O wants to defend themselves and goes there. Then you go here. X goes here. And X got 3 in a row and they won, and you still have 2 open spaces, so I'll just click them to show you what it looks like. So you get an O in the top right and an X in the middle left. Yeah. And when you want to reset it, you click the reset button, and it'll scan across and reset the entire board. There you go. Now you have a fresh new board. Now let me turn this off, and I'll show you how it works. We're starting with O's again, just to show you even when it's off, this button still works here. So let's start with X, whatever. Or I'll show you how it can even go back. Go back to O. So now, once you press a button, you'll still get the one you have over there, but it doesn't switch. And the next one you press will still be an O. So I'll make a giant O out of O's. And you can see it doesn't switch until you press the manual turn change. And now we have X's, so I'll make the outer pieces of an X out of X's. So now we have O's except for X's in the corners, and the reset works just as well. And just to show you that the turn display actually changes even when automatic turn changes on. So now we are on, let's see, we're on X. We click this, and now we have O's turn, and we have an X over there. And so this is fully functional. I will go back to X's with the reset button and everything, and I'll show you how this works. First, I'll have ignore this. This is my other project. First, I'll start from the display all the way back to the control board. This is from everything from this block down. So these 5 blocks here is basically determines what an X looks like and what an O looks like. It basically groups them up. So if you just wanted to see this and you don't want to just wanted to see how it works and don't want to see the redstone wiring, and you're not really planning on making one, you can leave the video now because the rest is going to be just talking about redstone. So this basically groups it up until I have these. This input will display an O and this will make an X. And just to show you how that works, let me get out a redstone torch. Yeah, I hacked the items, and yeah, I have a mod for it. So just to show you, let's say I want in the top left an O. So if I put power to this wire, it'll give me exactly that. Top left O. And that'll work same if I apply power to the X. And for any of them. So then I have these stairs that come down until this, which I have top left O, top left O, yeah, and the other side, and all of this, kind of complicated. So basically if I put power to this, I'll get a top left O. If I put power to this, I'll get a middle X, a left, and all of this. So this is just basically, these signs are to keep it more or less organized. Then they're all brought out into a more straight line over here. Bottom right X, bottom right O, middle right X, middle right O, top right X, top right O, and if I apply power to any of these lines, let's say, well, I can't really apply power to one of them. So middle right X and bottom right O and middle right O, I'll get exactly that. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Take my torch away. And then from that, all these lines here really thin is basically just to drag them, so I have them all bunched up together like this. Bottom left X and O, right next to each other. Middle left X and O, and all of that going down here until we come to the end, which is top right X and O. And then what I have in order, so a button on the board here will translate to a solid display, which means that I don't press the button and the X just flashes, it actually stays there. Between each line from here to the back, I have this RS NOR latch, and I'll explain what those do in a second. Let me just, no, it's not that yet, so I'll explain now. This RS NOR latch, what it does is each of these have an RS NOR latch, and what that does is it saves the data that I put in until I reset it with the reset button. So let's say I were to apply power to bottom left O, it would keep that bottom left O until I apply power to the other line and thus reset it, which would be hooked up to the reset. And now the bottom left O goes back to a dot. So now I'll sleep. So I have that. Now back here I have a T flip-flop, which is basically one input, one output toggle, which basically means you put in power once and you put it in input, whether it's a switch or a button, and it will change the output from on to off or off, from on to off or off to on, and vice versa. So this is the output, it's on. If you see, I press the manual change button, you see that line over there is on. If I press this, it'll switch that line to off, and that's how it controls the display. One of the lines goes to the O or the X, I don't know. The other one has an what's it called? An inverse? No, whatever the word is. I'll think of it later. To flip it. And then you have the other side of the output is brought along here and up onto this bridge. Well, two bridges. One of them has inverse, like what I said before. I'll probably remember the name sooner or later. And brings it here, which goes to a double AND gate. One side from the bottom. This is kind of complicated. One side from the bottom, which one of these is always going to be off and the other one's going to be on. And depending on which one is on and which one's off, if you apply power to the middle one, either one of these is going to go on. So depending on what state the T flip-flop back there is going to be, when you put power here, it's going to decide if it goes to an O or an X. And the way you have the manual switch is because when you turn this on, well, first, if you apply power to this middle one here, to any of these middle ones, it's going to light these, which is in turn going to light this line here. So this line will turn on when you press any of the 9 buttons, and it comes to an AND gate. Since it's on now, the other side of the AND gate is on, and when you push power, it'll light this and come here, which will flip the T flip-flop, which is also could be flipped by the manual button. So, if you have this here off, then this turns off, and it comes here, and when it comes to the AND gate, one of them is going to be off, and it's not going to travel here, and it's going to not affect the T flip-flop. So that's pretty much it, and I just added this little cover here so it's shaded and glass just so it looks more like a screen, and I have the TicTacToe board here. So now I'll just show you once again how it works. Let's turn it on, and I'll just click this button. I'll just click each one, and I'll show you how you're gonna get a checker pattern of checkers, pretty much. Checker pattern of checkers, does that even make sense? I don't know, but see what I mean? Well, it took a little while to load. Oh, I think I clicked some of them twice. Yeah, that's what happens. If you click one twice, you get a... I forgot to mention that. If you accidentally click one twice, or mess with the system by clicking them too fast, which could show that it's not actually one person playing, it's 2 people clicking at the same time, then you get a block, which means error. So sorry about that, let me just reset. But the reset will never break. That would be kind of useless if you can't. So, see, if you hit one button twice. Wait 1 second, it's gonna turn into a solid block, which means an error. Oh, I clicked them within the same time, sorry. Hit one twice. It will turn to a solid block, which is an error. Or I guess not. I guess it's handling it pretty well. Alright. So, yeah, now it's probably going to be an error. Yeah. See, sometimes it can handle it, but if you do it enough times, it won't. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you like this. Let me just hit the reset button. Let me just hit all of these and hit the reset button and scroll up so you can see some of the redstone actually moving. Try to mess with this. Try to get as many error messages as I can. What's good about this is you can always reset it and always fix it. You never have to touch redstone to fix it. So yeah, I think I got a plenty of error messages. So let me just hit the reset and fly up, and you can see some of the redstone going into action. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.